Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Tuesday, the 8th of April. I'm flatcapcallum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Okay, we're going to carry on. Keep going each night. We'll see how we get to. It was very close to not bothering. One horse on the star system and one extra horse, and keen-eyed observers might know where I'm going with this. So two horses. If it wasn't for the extra one that I've gone with, then I wouldn't have bothered for the one horse. So we've got a £3.50 stake for the channel on Tuesday. So we'll do the Monday review. Not good enough. I will come back to that. Did too much too early up front and got swallowed up. And then really good ride from Finley Marsh to get up for I don't know if it's Synodin or Canodin. I'm not sure. One of those. Anyway, won nicely, a bit shorter than that. So the way I did the bet, it was 663 return off that. To be honest, I mentioned this last night. I should have been looking at singles on the nose, but yeah, if I was being to the letter of the law for the channel, what I probably should have done would have been 75p win singles on those two, 50p each way on that one, and an each way Trixie, which would have been 50p less outlay and would have been £1 more return, something like that. So it would have been small profit. Either way, I don't think anyone won, but no one should have. If anyone put a chunky single on that, they would have done if they were chasing, but that is not something you should be doing. Otherwise, everyone should have kind of lost a tiny amount of pence on channel stakes equivalent. So we start off losing 37p, but we did start off with a winner, which is nice. And then we will bounce into this 8 minutes apart. We've got for Tuesday two horses. I was going to mention. Oh yeah, Highway Grey, Tim Easterby. Let me just quickly mention Tim Easterby. Absolute joker taking the mick out of me, wasn't he? And that's a pun about the Easterbys, by the way. Some of you might have got that. Anyway, I said I wasn't sure about running his horses fresh, and Highway Grey was like 6th. In the first race at Redcar, what did he have? He had a horse on debut, second at 28-1. In the second race, he managed to get the winner at 6-1. In the third race, in handicap, horse running fresh, 4th of 12, each way at 12, so you would have got it all right. And then the next race, all fresh horses running 2nd, 4th and 5th, or 2nd, 3rd and 5th, something like that. So they were all running really good. And there was a couple of others that were a little bit down the field, but predominantly his horses ran really well fresh, except Highway Grey. Anyway, Tim, I'm going to debate about whether you're getting a Christmas card right now. Just letting you know. Anyway, right, here's the bet. 332. You never know. He might watch the channel. I don't know. All these people come on there with different names to what they're really called. He could be called Bert. I don't know. Anyway, 332, Pontefract, Intervention. It's not starred, so I've written it on there. There was a few queries on there. I think some people have understandably got a little bit like, what's starred, what's not starred. They're all starred, unless I really specifically tell you they are not, or they're in a combination double. I will then specify, because sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. But any horse I'm backing single in a normal multiple is starred, unless I tell you it is not. Intervention is not starred, wouldn't be close to being starred. So why have we got Intervention in the 332 Pontefract? Because Mason Patel. I managed to navigate the last week or couple of weeks with Mason quite nicely. We've been on the two double figure price winners, and we've avoided the other ones. So I'm going to try and see if we can complete the trick for a third time and go on Intervention at 12s. Doesn't hit the star system. It's not really a 5 furlong. It's not a 5 furlong specialist horse, right? So 5 furlongs is what you've got here. Predominantly run over 6 and 7 furlongs. It's never run at Pontefract before, so there's an unknown from that point of view. There are some horses in the race that are more 5 furlong specialists, and some Pontefract ones like is it Ventura Express won 4 times. 3 of those from stall 1, one of them from stall 2. It's running out stall 1. Too short for me, definitely, and it is a little bit too high in the weights, I would think, but it should be running a decent enough race, I would also think. But Intervention Apart from Mason, it ran 3 times last summer on 5 furlongs on decent ground, and it ran creditably in all 3 of those. So from a BHA ratings point of view, if you look at that, not necessarily where it finished, there was either 90 on all of them or around the 90 mark, and running off 82. Interesting also, the horse is running off 82. It won last time 7 furlongs on the all-weather with 5 furlongs on turf. A lot of people would look at that and go, well, surely that's different. It is very different, but this horse is quite versatile. In 2024, the horse didn't win a race. It was second 5 times, it was third 5 times. 2 or 3 of those seconds came off the back at the end of 2023. It went on a 4-race winning streak, all the way up to a mark of 87. So it's got previous of going on winning streaks, and 3 of those were 7 furlongs, 1 at 6 furlongs. So multiple distances and different tracks within there. I think there's 3 different tracks in there as well. So there is a little bit of history there that it can go on a run, and it's certainly got down to a low enough handicap mark that it can capitalise on that, given how it has performed at 5 furlongs. The fact that they've put Mason on it, who we know is good for his claim at the moment, because if you, again, another thing to watch with him is they're not using him very much at all in apprentice jockey races, which he absolutely could go into. But why waste your claim on a smaller prize money type of race, and keep him for the good stuff? That's what I'm saying. So yeah, he's not being chucked in all of these, and you'll see there's people. I think it's only a few months people were raving about Warren Fentiman, and his form's dropped off a little bit now, and he's just in those apprentice races. So I'm not suggesting Warren Fentiman's a bad jockey, but some of these young ones can blow a little bit hot and cold. Mason is definitely blowing hot at the moment, and my belief is that he will go on to do some decent things, particularly this season with that claim. So there's a few things outside of the Mason thing, even though the horse didn't hit the star system, but it was initially the fact that Mason's riding it. I've been looking at all the rides that he's had, and I think this one's worth playing. It's 3 places, 11 runners, but if you're Sky or Paddy, you can get the 4th place. Channel will only be claiming 3, but you can get that with Sky or Paddy. And then onto the start horse, the Truant at Navan. It's an interesting race. There's a lot of dual purpose horses. It's a mile and 6 on decent ground at Navan. So yeah, a lot of these, including the Truant, are dual purpose. So that means they run over jumps and the flat. And this horse looks like it's coming into form. It's definitely a horse that's in and out of form. If you look last year, it had a nice little run on mixed disciplines, on mixed ground to be honest, but on the flat, better on good ground. And it ran a race mile and 5, so a furlong shorter at Navan, and did well. And then it ran a 2 mile on the flat at the Curragh and was second under the same jockey, Robert Weirty, we've got again today. So the jockey's got previous on it for running well on it. And last time on the jumps, albeit soft ground, it ran a decent enough race. So yeah, if you go on the trend that I think last year in May it picked up, maybe it's early this year, but it was out of form and then suddenly it was in form, and then it ran a few nice races in a row. So 8-year-old, it'll get overlooked a little bit in the market, but 14-1 is the only starred horse I've got for Tuesday. So 75p each way double, that's what we're doing. So that's 150, 50p each way singles, 350. Sky and Paddy at best, because you can get 4th on that race. If you want 4th on this race, you need Sky, Paddy, 365, Betfair, Unibet, Betfred, Ball Sports, or Betway. That is Bet 1, the only bet. Alright, that's me. I'll update you, let you know what the gig is for Wednesday. Hope you have a nice Tuesday and enjoy the 10 minutes of flurry between 3:32 and 3:42, and we'll find out if we get anything back on Tuesday afternoon. That is me. Bye bye.